It's a board. You have to eat the cake off. There. Oh, yeah. It is raining. It is raining, raining, raining. Raining, raining, raining. Model. Molly, Molly, Molly. You want some cake? It's a board. You have to eat the cake off. There. Oh, yes. Frosting. No, don't eat the board. Just eat the cake, Molly. That's cardboard, Molly. Molly. Can't get it through. Let me dump it in your... Would you eat it if it's in your bowl? If I put it in your trough, would you eat it? I hate it to sit there forever. You can eat it with feed. Let's go to your trough. She's just smelling it. Okay, eat that. I'll get you some feed. That poor garden. That's the saddest sight ever. All right, I'm gonna sit y'all over here to my little Katybug. And then I'm gonna go get them some feed. And I'll be right back. Look, I got that burnt down. I got a little bit more to burn, and then I'm not gonna have 2 or 3 burn piles out here, so when me and Buddy get all that cut on, we'll put it here, burn it. It'll burn better than this because this stuff was some crepe myrtles. Crepe myrtles do not burn good. But look, it's looking better for a look how flat that spot right there on the other side of this place where that duck house used to sit. A little bit just a little bit on the other side of it and over is just a nice flat, ready for a building. That's what it says. It's ready for a building. That's what it says to me. They're all eating good. They're doing. I just feed them right there. I throw the ducks over right there, but the chickens just eat right there outside the barn door. It's just the easiest. I've got their, I'll let that cake thing out there on the ground. I've got their gate open, and I'm just letting them free range right now. It's been so hot, it's starting to cool off, but not a lot. It's a little bit noticeable, but not that much. I've got about 3 chickens that lay still in the coop, and then I've got 3 or 4 that lay in the barn again. So we're going to be going through that again eventually. I'm in my nightgown because after everybody left after dinner, I just wanted to be comfortable and take a nap. But Mary has already ripped this night. Molly got me one time in this same nightgown, and then Mary got me once before. Okay, so Molly made a hole. It wasn't real big, it was just a little bit. Then Mary got me one day and kind of ripped that hole. And so I had this like shark bite looking effect at the bottom of this silly nightgown. And I was like, I'm not getting rid of it. I'll just wear it like that. But now we've really got a high-low effect going on. It's really high on the right side and kind of low past my knees on the left side. So it's raining on me. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I got all this done early so I don't have to worry about it when we get done over at Daniel's. So I guess I'm gonna go. Love you guys, and I'll see you on another day. You know that feeling? There's Rohan. He's just curled up, and there he has no care. No care in the world right now. Just sleeping peacefully. And y'all, I don't know if you can see her, but Emma, looks like my front porch is a living room with all this, well, it's not a lot of furniture, but that needed to, this needed to go somewhere. This needs to go somewhere. But Emma's just laying there, no care in the world. It's bedtime. House is quiet. Levi's in his room watching TV. I just got through watching a movie. House is clean because it's Sunday evening after my turn to cook, so everything's done. Nothing out. And I don't know, there's just a peace. Don't we all just live for that peace? We need that peace. Sometimes our days and our weeks they just run into each other, you know? Same thing day after day. It's like when you get in your car sometimes and all of a sudden you're at your destination and you can't remember the middle. Those days, we all live through those days. Those days just run into one another and we don't get peace. And it's so wonderful when it finally, you get some, you know? Up until I turned this light on just now so y'all could see me, the house was dark and babies over here are already in their kennel for the night. They're the smartest little things. You know, I haven't had an accident with Honey. Hasn't had an accident in a long time because I put them out so often. I don't know why. Jensen, stop that. I don't know why she couldn't get or cannot figure out potty training. But when that TV goes off, it doesn't matter if she's on the couch or he's in my lap, which is what was going on tonight. When our TV comes on and when it goes off, it goes do-do-do-do. Just this little sound. Do-do-do-do. That's how it sounds when it comes on. That's how it sounds when it goes off. And it doesn't matter if Levi's still sitting here, if he's drawing, or what. He could be in the kitchen popping popcorn, whatever. If I turn the TV off, they come from wherever they're at, out of my lap or off the couch or into their kennel. It's bedtime. They know it. Jensen he's determined to find another piece of that bacon. He may have even dropped a piece out of the rails because his little nose is hanging through the bars. It's like they're in jail. No, I don't see one over there. Anyway, I just thought all of a sudden, turn the light off, turn the TV off, and come over here, put them up, and then I made sure the door was locked, and I seen Rohan laying there, and I'm thinking, he don't have a care in the world. He's just his little hand under his head, and he's asleep, and laying over here to the other side is Emma. She's not asleep, she's looking at me. But it's just so nice when there is a peace and a calm in your world. We all need that. Just every so often, you just like, Jesus, give me some peace. And since I've been working at Mom and Dad's, I leave here and he doesn't want to go. He'll go sometimes and he'll go into Mom and Dad's house. the old house. Um, but for the most part, he likes it when I go somewhere because that means he's gonna have a little bit of freedom. And I still try to make. I don't lock the refrigerator while I'm gone, but if I don't, and I do, the refrigerator is probably the most often forgot because you're in it. You're in and out. Um, but Levi, and I don't know if it has to do with his autism or not, but I know a lot of autistic children, they tend to have tummy issues at maybe all their lives or at different times of their lives. Um, Levi has a milk issue. He loves to drink it, but it will kind of maybe like a lactose intolerant type thing. And so I limit his milk intake. I tell him he can have milk in his cereal, but there are times when I find a cup sitting somewhere and it's got dried milk in it, um, where I know he's had a glass of milk. And then, sure enough, if I don't, you live in the same house with somebody, and all of a sudden he's in the bathroom a lot that day, you can't make him understand. Milk is good for you. You can have a little bit, but you can't drink as much as you think you want because you will be sick to your stomach. And he doesn't. Can y'all hear him? He's giggling in the other room. I don't know what he's watching in there. I thought this afternoon, well, the house is all clean. I ought to go pull out fall. And then I couldn't make myself pull out fall. I may be a little slower pulling out. Maybe next weekend. I think this week's going to be kind of a big week. We're going to try to go ahead and get the bathroom done down there at Mom and Dad's. If not all the plumbing under the house, at least it will all be, all your drain lines will be poking out under the floor. And then I ordered the back of the shower walls, like above the shower. I ordered 3 boxes, and I think when I figured it up, I just barely needed only one. Like I needed 5 pieces more than what came in one set. But I ordered 3 sets. So if I don't send it back, then I'm going to try to see if I can bring it up the wall beside the shower too, on both sides. Might look pretty on that piece that we have to fill in there at the end, just to bring it up there too. It might look good, or I could just put it on that side right here, just one little on the side, on the wall itself, and leave that a piece of wood, but make this piece so it kind of mirrors what's going on this side of the shower, if you know what I mean, down the side of the shower. I don't know, I haven't really decided yet, but I ordered 3 boxes and barely just needed 5 pieces more than the 20 piece. I needed 25 pieces, and sets came in 20. And I really wasn't thinking. I was thinking, well, is that like 2 foot? And is that 5 or a little over 5 in the back? And all the stuff I was thinking. So I went over to measure right before I went down to Daniel's. Walked over to measure. And then when I got to Daniel's, I took out a piece of paper and pen and wrote down my measurements, and then got my calculator out. And then I realized when I went back into the website, I was like, well, I ordered 3 boxes of that, and really only needed, well, if I'd ordered 2, I still would have had a lot of pieces. I would have had 15 pieces left over. 15 may not have done a lot, but I might can get 15 up this wall and 15 up this wall, and I will have that with the 3 boxes. So I don't know. I'm kind of excited to see how it looks. And I didn't get that barn wood. At first, I had picked out a barn wood um, that looked like, like pieces had been painted and then it was coming off and you could see other paint underneath, and then some pieces were gray, and it was little peel and stick tile stuff that's PVC, so it's waterproof and all this, but it looked like the one piece looked like several small little sections of barnwood, and then when it's all put together, it just looks like you've got this barnwood going on. Um, but all the pieces were a little different. I mean, all the pieces were the same, but the patterns were different. Um, the same colors kind of played throughout all the pattern. Anyway, I got to thinking I really didn't want to do wood, a fake picture of wood on top of wood walls. There's wood and then there's painted wood or fake painted wood. So I went back to looking at the stones, and I'd had several stones in a cart, and then I did that save for later, so I pulled them back up again, and then I went through each one of those and it'll show you one, but down below you've got other options, and I went through all of them and I found the one I really, really liked, and I showed it to Mom. I'd already ordered it. When I showed it to Mom, I knew she would like it because it had, it's supposed to look like mimic slate. So it's got the grays and the browns and the creams, and then it's got this bluish kind of gray green going on. And I was like, okay, this is going to look really, really good in there with the vanity because it's that gray green. And anyway, I'm excited. That comes in tomorrow. Actually, it happened to be one of those 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. time slots. So I may have it before I even go down there tomorrow. We can look at it when I get down there. But all that pine is there from Saturday that me and Mom picked up. So I think we'll start staining on that and start wrapping that ceiling, up here, like my trim. I have a little trim, but this is the trim that came. It's real wood. It's not the fake plasticky kind of wood in mobile homes today. You get that, you get them little seams over seams and stuff. I don't have any of that. This is real wood, but it's got a rustic look to it, just like these beams. If you look closely at these beams, you can see gouge marks and nicks and stuff like that. That's the way the beams look. I mean, they're real wood, but that's how they look. And that's how these little trim pieces at the ceiling, it's really hard to see, but they're kind of, I don't know, you can't see it. They're kind of gouged and nicked like that too. It's supposed to have been a rustic look. When I got this house, they had it trying to, I think I've made this look like it belonged kind of cottagey look, but the original house was, as much as we live in the country and I've had horses and we got cows, I didn't want a cowboy look, and that's what it had going on. It had this cowboy hitching post looking stuff going on, and I didn't like it, but I managed to get this stuff to fit right in with kind of cottage shabby chic type stuff, which I like. Anyway, it just seemed real peaceful today, and I just need to try to make sure that in the afternoons when I come home, after I've worked down there a couple of hours, 3 hours, 4, whatever it's been, when I come in, I get him to pick up, because I'm tired when I get back. I'm tired, and I just want to sit in my chair, Levi, and let Mama just sit in her chair for an hour. Let me take a little bit of a nap, then we'll get up and I'll do. And the thing is, that nap kind of is a nap. Yes, it is. It might be a 20 or 30-minute nap. But the next thing I know, I go do a little laundry, I go do a lot of this, and then I find this, and then I see this, and then next thing you know, I'm just like, I can't do it. I can't do it. And I hate it. I hate being like that. I just get tired. mentally tired too sometimes. Sometimes mentally tired can make you physically tired. Or, I mean, I don't know how that works, but there is something that goes on when you're mentally tired. You can be exhausted and feel exhausted, and it's really just mental. Um, but I get like physical and probably mental going working together on that on me. Anyway, I just thought it was it was a peaceful evening in the house. Levi's down there, and the house is clean, and it's cool because I haven't turned the AC down or hadn't turned it up. I turn it kind of down low when everybody's going to be here because I've been cooking and the house gets hot with all the bodies, all the 98.6s in the room, and I didn't turn it back up when everybody left, so the house is kind of cold. I'm sitting here like this with my arms covering me because I'm kind of cold. I'm going to turn it up before I go to bed. I can't wait for the cooler weather. Mom and I have that trip in October to see the Passion Play in Arkansas. And I'm hoping that the house is done and they are in by then. And, you know, we're still, like Dad says, we're not in a hurry. He doesn't want to leave the house empty for very long, and Dustin and Jill are not going to move in right away, even when Mom and Dad are out. Dustin and Jill want to do things to make it easier for them to live with their girls. He's got 4 girls. One might be a tiny little bitty baby, but she won't be a tiny little bitty baby for long. So there's things they want to like remodel the kitchen. They're not taking the cabinets out, like the lowers. They're not taking those out. They're both tall, and those cabinets were built tall. They're kind of like bar height cabinets. And he did say something like, he said something to Mom about finding somebody that could make doors, because we should have never took them doors off. And if we wanted to take them off, we should have stored them. Because they were plywood doors. They were not messed up after the flood. Mama just wanted it clean. She just kind of wanted, or maybe one of the doors messed up, so she just said take them all off. And she just wanted the little baskets, and she thought all that was going to look clean. But most people want cabinets, doors, so you don't see the junk. And Jill wants doors. So I told Dustin, I told Mom, I said, just tell Dustin that when Ted's over there working, see if he'll come out and get him. But Mom said, when Dustin was there that little bit of short time, they didn't walk over and get Ted, but anyway, I don't know, got started on that. I'm just saying that Dad didn't want the house to sit. I told him, I said, you know what? If you don't want it to be empty, you make Bennett go over there. Because Mom already said that full-size bed that Bennett's using upstairs, it's not going into the little house, so it's just going to stay. She said she's not even going to take it out. She said if Jill and Dustin don't want it, then they can do something with it after they move in. And I told Dad, I said, it won't have to be empty. Send Bennett's butt over there. He can sleep up there and come down and just cook all day. They get so upset with Bennett. He'll cook in the middle of the night, that kind of stuff. You know, it'd be, 1 in the morning, he's in there cooking something, stuff like that, and they get so upset. In fact, at one point, she told him he couldn't cook in the house. Something he was cooking all the time. She said it would stink the house up so bad. And so she started having, she told him to take the skillet to the old washroom, or the old laundry room, which is out the back door. And so he would cook things out there. Anyway, I said, Bennett can just live over there until Dustin moves in, and it'll never be empty. Anyway, I'm going to go to bed. Call Levi in here and let him take his nighttime pills. I see he's got a water sitting out over there. Anyway, I love you guys. God bless y'all. Find some peace any way you can. If it's sitting out in your backyard, put some candles, turn the lights down in the bathroom, put a little lamp in there. I keep my little lamp in there. There are times that I go under there and take a bath, and I don't turn the light on. I just leave my little lamp that's got that little It's got a little yellow type incandescent light bulb in it. So it gives off this little yellow glow. And when you light an incense or you light a candle and you don't turn your lights on, you just take a lay back and take a hot bath. You just find some peace somewhere. Find you a little bit of peace until you get yourself, till your mind, clears. Anyway. All right. I love y'all. God bless you. Y'all have a good week. See you later. Katie, I'm trying to do a video.